Okay, we're with State Senator Greg Ball at the Mahopac Carmel Chamber of Commerce Fiesta at Camp Kiwi. Senator Ball, I know this is one of your favorite events of the year, isn't it? This is a great event.
I just ate a very spicy shrimp. So if I fall to the ground and you can clutch my throat, it's not where swallow would be. But very, very good, but very spicy. This is the best event of the summer here in Putnam County. Ivan and Carla are just amazing. Camp Kiwi is an amazing treasure of the entire Hudson Valley, so it's always a pleasure to be here. And
we know that one of the causes you've been championing in Albany as the state senator for this region is the property tax cap. Can you just talk a little bit about what the status of that is?
It looks like we're going to get it in the majority in the Senate. We passed the property tax cap in January. We've been working with the governor to put the assembly in a position where the speaker would actually allow it to come to the floor. Hopefully any final version will have real unfunded mandate relief, but at the end of the day, the most important issue in the 40th Senate District in the Hudson Valley and really beyond is comprehensive school tax reform, which starts with the property tax cap. If you look at the numbers, had we instituted a property tax cap just a few years back, you're talking about hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars of savings to the average New Yorker and New York family. So this is serious stuff. Massachusetts was once called Taxachusetts.
Right.
They instituted a property tax cap. They went from #1 in the nation overall property tax cap, tax burden like we are, to something like 33, or in that neighborhood. And their educational rankings have actually increased. So we can get this done in New York State and make sure that the people who are leaving the state maybe are able to stay.
Right. And also, Senator Ball, you chair the New York State Senate's Homeland Security committee. Can you give us any update on what's happening there?
We had some extremely important hearings that we did in April. We're going to follow up on those hearings coming up in June and really expose some core infrastructure issues where we have limited protection on the George Washington Bridge, our tunnels. Went with Eyewitness News on the Port Authority bus terminal, and you literally could drive under and see that there are guard shacks that were constructed after 9/11 that were absolutely empty. A JFK air train, which the train stops under the international terminal, including El Al Airlines.
Right.
There's no screening that's going on of passengers whatsoever, at least at that point. Now, since our hearing and since the killing of Osama bin Laden, we've seen a bumping up in security.
Right.
But really, our security should not hinge upon a news cycle. And the reality is that New York City's terrorist target #1 and its suburbs. As we saw in Madras, because of the bombings there, they use the suburbs. And there are some very real issues that I take extremely seriously that keep me up at night. We're going to continue with the hearings, and it's important work because we don't want to wake up one day and realize that we have not done fundamental things to protect our people.
Right. And I know also, Senator Ball, you've met at least once, if not twice, with Mayor Bloomberg, right? With Mayor Michael Bloomberg of New York City. And so do you feel that you're forming a good relationship with him in terms of...
I'm proud to have taken the committee to the next level, in my opinion. Developed a good relationship with the mayor of New York City, as well as with Congressman Peter King, who's been an amazing asset for New York State and the United States of America on Homeland Security. And everything that I've done on the committee, we've tried to do in a bipartisan fashion, including the hearings themselves, but also, I'll give you, for an example, the radio interoperability issue. Right now in New York City, nearly 10 years after 9/11, we do not have radio interoperability, which means that we have agencies from Port Authority to NYPD that are operating on disparate different systems. It was dictated in the 9/11 Commission that be fixed. It still hasn't been fixed. Not only that, we don't even have radio operability. We had to, some in the unions contest that when there are men and women who are officers, they might as well have a brick on their side because their radios aren't working.
Right.
These are real issues that need to be fixed. We have to do this bipartisan, nonpartisan, and get it done. And having a strong relationship with the mayor and Chairman King is certainly important.
And just one last thing, Senator Ball. I mean, of course, your rise politically, which has been meteoric in New York State, was based in large part on your being an outsider, and now you're a state senator. You chair the Homeland Security. I mean, do you feel that you are developing more of a relationship with the establishment in Albany, so to speak, or at least that you're able. I mean, your voice is being heard, obviously, right?
You know, I think it was extremely important for me to be able to arrive in Albany the way I did, which is that
Right.
I had the endorsement of no party,
Right.
from Republican to conservatives and everybody in between. Waged a write-in campaign
Right.
against the Conservative Party and won that 3-1, which is the first time in New York history something like that has happened. And I was able, and didn't have the support of my own party, my own conference. I went to that general election that way. So I arrived in Albany beholden only to the people. And I've been able to fashion relationships in really a very constructive fashion. They felt I was going to arrive in one way. I stood back, I sat back, I listened more than I spoke, and was able to get the helm of a very important committee. And am working well, not only with my own conference, but on both sides of the aisle, and getting a lot of good stuff done for our veterans, for our seniors, property tax cap. This is the first year we've passed a budget actually early in a very long time. No taxes in the budget, cut spending by 2%, no backdoor borrowing, cut state government expenditures by operating expenditures by 10%, been appointed by the governor through the majority leader on the SAGE Commission to cut state agencies by 20%. So a lot of great stuff going on, and I'm happy I arrived the way I did. Otherwise, it would be a completely different story. And the 4 years that I spent in the New York State Assembly allowed me to really hit the ground running. So the people in this district are getting their money's worth, their buck's worth, because we didn't have to wait to feel our way around.
Right.
Unlike maybe some other newer members, we knew exactly what we wanted to accomplish, and we're going after very aggressively.
And isn't it true, Senator Ball, that you were appointed to the Homeland Security chair by Governor Cuomo? Isn't that?
Well, I was appointed. The SAGE Commission is the governor's commission. I'm spending in the
Right,
government
right,
agency.
right.
The Homeland Security Committee is through our majority leader. Both of whom didn't, necessarily support me during the election. But I have a very good relationship with both now.
And with the governor as well. Yeah.
That's important. And this governor is Democrat, but he's working with my majority leader and with our conference to get a lot of this stuff done. And not to make it political, but if we didn't have a Republican state Senate in the majority, we would have seen tax increases, we would have seen backdoor borrowing, and we know that from past history because of what was done over the past few years. And so it's important that we have a little bit of checks and balances now, and we're all trying to push New York State in the right direction.
Right. We've been talking with, it's Penny Saver Community TV, been talking with New York State Senator Greg Ball. Thanks very much, Senator Ball, for your time.